It's election day, the primary. A victory for Victor.
under God, not one nation under God. Right? It's one nation under God.
I'm going to give a 5-minute warning.
I don't like the space.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could just get your attention real quick, please. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could just get your attention real quick. We're going to get started in about 5 minutes. We're going to start the show in about 5 minutes. Thank you.
So that's straight from the Secretary of State? Okay, good. And the videos will all be on this one. And then the plan was
Yeah, buddy. Good to see you again, sir. How are you? Yeah, I remember you. Oh, we haven't met. You guys have good time?
So we'll do that. Is there a little meter on there? Right? Yeah. This is live stream. Yeah. So we've got one over there. And we've got
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for being here tonight. My name is Buddy Jericho. For those of you I've not met, and it's an honor to be here tonight. There are so many familiar faces, and I just want to thank everybody for coming out. But as they were just chanting, "Take it back," that's why we're here tonight. That phrase, yeah, thank you. That phrase, we came up with that. That's not just a slogan. It's a call to responsibility. When we say take it back, we're not talking about anger or bitterness, and we're certainly not talking about looking backwards. We're talking about taking back our voice, taking back our courage, accountability, common sense, and taking back the belief that Colorado can do better. Thank you. We do not take Colorado back by sitting on a couch, right? We don't take it back by complaining. We take it back by showing up. We take it back by serving, and we take it back by voting. We take it back when it's harder stepping into the fight and easier to stay quiet. In Isaiah, and I need my prayer warriors' help with this one. In Isaiah 6:8, the Lord asks, "Whom shall I send?" And how does Isaiah answer? The campaign has been full of people who have said, "Send me. Send me to knock on doors. Send me to make calls. Send me to talk to my neighbors. Send me to stand up for my family. Send me to fight for Colorado's future." The verse is not just about willingness. It's about action. It is about hearing the call, which so many of you have, and stepping up. So with that, I want to welcome you all to Spruce Mountain Ranch. Tonight is a really special night for everybody here, and especially for our campaign team. Tonight's about gratitude, celebration, and fellowship, and of course, watching the poll results together. But before we go any further, I also want to thank the team here at Spruce Mountain Ranch. We had to, yeah, thank you. We had to change venues at the last minute because the amount of people that wanted to come just kept growing and growing and growing. Yeah, and I called Tara literally 3 days ago, and I said, "Tara, we really need your help." She was driving to the airport, and she said, "Buddy, we got you." Tara was jumping through hoops at the airport. She called Emily. Emily jumped in to help right away. And if you guys run into Tara or Emily tonight, please just thank them, because this wouldn't be happening tonight if they weren't willing to jump through hoops to make this happen. So thank you, Tara, and thank you, Emily. I also want to thank all the folks in the room, our supporters, our volunteers, our donors, families, friends, staff, everyone who has prayed and joined our prayer group, everyone who has worked hard, shared, called, texted, posted, knocked on doors, hosted events, put up signs, shared Victor's vision, and most importantly, got behind our team. Campaigns are never built by one person. They're built by people willing to give their time, and most importantly, their resources, their voice, their reputation, and their heart. So we're going to start tonight the right way. Before we talk about the campaign results or politics, we're going to honor the country that we love. So I'm honored to introduce and humbled to introduce a man who I've grown to respect throughout this campaign. Mark has served this country, stood in the gap for others, and has been a powerful, incredibly powerful voice for courage and service. Mark, will you please come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. One other thing I want to do is go ahead and sit down unless you're a veteran or law enforcement. Please remain standing. Let's hear it for our veterans, for our law enforcement. God bless you and thank you for your service.
Thank you, Mark. Also, before we move on, I just want to put this night into the right hands, into God's hands. This campaign has been carried by a lot of work, as you all know, but also by a lot of prayer. So I'd like to invite to the stage Chaz Yandel to lead us in prayer.
Thank you. If we haven't had the pleasure of meeting, my name is Chaz. I'm the one that when Victor got the call to run for governor, that he said, hey, I need you to take over the ministry. I've been there for the past 11 years. But one of the best things that has happened during this campaign is from day one, we have been praying 30 to 50 people every morning at 6:45. Every holiday, nothing stopped us. And so I'm here as a representative of the prayer team to go ahead and do that with us. Prayer is simply talking to God, and some of you will feel more comfortable to stand, some will sit, some will want to kneel, whatever posture you want to have, go ahead and take that now, and I'm going to go ahead and pray. Heavenly Father, creator of all that is seen and unseen, we thank you that we have the faith, whatever level we're at right now, to believe that you are a God who cares about his children. And so you, just as we've seen throughout Scripture, as Buddy mentioned in Isaiah 6, who's going to go? Who can we send? And Isaiah said, here I am, send me. That's exactly what Victor got, was a call from God, and he said, here I am, send me. But not only did Victor go, all the people in this room and so many others have gone to go out to take back what is you have purchased with your very own blood, Lord Jesus. And so this night, as we come into this place it's like Christmas morning, and we just can't wait to see that gift get open that we know is there. We simply want to glorify you and to continue to glorify you in all that we think, all that we say, all that we do. Continue to use Victor and Eileen and the team to make you known among the people of Colorado, because Colorado needs you desperately for the change that we all believe and know it needs. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, thanks. I still can. Thank you, Chaz. I want everyone to think about where this started and where we are tonight. It's been a long 8 months, as many of you know. Most of us have never been in politics before, but we've built a real campaign from the ground up. As many of you know, Victor, myself, and Mark Geist, this is our first go at politics. So, but as you know, we've collected a record-breaking number of signatures to get on the ballot, thanks to you guys. We were boxed, yeah. They attempted to box us out of the assembly, but we were still successful, thanks to you guys. We've raised record-breaking money. We've hosted more than 150 events. We've had major rallies. We've built a statewide volunteer operation. Thank you, Lindsay. We've made tens of thousands of phone calls, and we've knocked over 120,000 doors in the state of Colorado. Thank you. We've taken the attacks, we've taken the pressure, we've taken the setbacks, and we've kept moving forward because we believe that's the mission. I don't say this lightly, but I would absolutely go to war with this team. Thank you. But it's not just our team that sacrificed and our volunteers that sacrificed. It's our families that also sacrificed. They gave up evenings and weekends and time with all of you who are volunteering. They carried the extra weight at home so that the team could pour itself into this mission. Without the support of our families, none of this would be possible. So I'd just like to give a round of applause to all the family members that are here tonight that have supported our team and our volunteers. Thank you. Tonight, we celebrate your work. Everyone in this room, we celebrate the people. We celebrate the fact that thousands of Coloradans believe that this state is still worth fighting for. We came here expecting to win, but we also came here because we're grateful. Win or lose, this movement has already reminded people that courage still matters in Colorado. We're going to celebrate tonight like we're people who came to win, because that's exactly what we came here to do. Thank you. Now, just a few admin items. On every table, we put a watch party scorecard. We understood that there's a lot of people here tonight that have not been involved in politics. Maybe this is the first time you're watching a race. So that card on your table should give you a good indication of what to watch for, what to get nervous about, what not to get nervous about, when to get excited, and how we expect the evening to go. I will share with you that as the campaign manager, what I'm looking for is when that first drop comes in at about 7:15, 7:30, we want to, if we're up by 10 points or more, we're going to feel really good. If we're up by 8 points or more, we're going to feel good. In that second drop, if we maintain that lead, I'm going to feel really, really good about the direction that the results are going in. So that's just kind of, how I'll be looking at it and I'll be thinking about it. But that sheet we've given you should explain all of it. Secondly, as we go through the speakers tonight, we're going to have a little bit of fun. So we're going to do a little trivia. I'm going to ask the first trivia question. And when the speakers ask the trivia question, they're just going to call on somebody. If they get the question right, they can go to the stand and get some free merch. All right. So my question is, what part of a squirrel does Victor often refer to when he's frustrated? Jennifer. That's not what he says. That's not what he says. But close enough. Thank you, Jennifer. You go to merch stand. All right, guys. So now our next speaker is someone who has been a strong voice in Colorado's conservative movement. Jeff Hunt understands the importance of faith, family, freedom, and the fight for Colorado's future. He has encouraged a lot of people to stand up, speak truth, and get involved. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mr. Jeff Hunt.
Howdy. Contrary to some bizarre reports out there that I had nothing to do with, I have not changed my vote at all. But I did get a visit from Oz last night just to double check. And when he shows up on your front door, you confirm. No, it's a real honor to be with you all. I'll tell you about the first time I met Victor, and I knew there was something very special about him. I was speaking at Brave Church at Charlie Kirk's memorial, if you remember that. And I had never met Victor. I'd heard of him before, and we're backstage, and he's got a dog with him, and I'm like, who is this guy? He's like totally unique. I've never met anybody like him. And so I go out and I give my speech about Charlie, and we were good friends, and I served on his advisory committee, and it was a heartfelt night to remember Charlie Kirk. And then Victor gets up, and I'm sitting down in the crowd, and I have never seen a crowd respond to somebody like I had seen them respond to Victor Marx. It was remarkable. It stopped me in my tracks, and I turn around and I'm watching this happen. And I've been a political operative for 2 decades, going back to Rick Santorum, and I've been a part of lots of campaigns. I've never seen an audience connect with somebody the way they connected with Victor. And I've seen it throughout this race. This is something that's very, very important to understand, because I've been a part of just about everybody running for governor in this state. And a lot of times they'll come back to it and say, well, we need somebody with policy experience, or we need somebody with type of legislative experience or something like that. No, we need somebody that's connecting with Coloradans. That's what we need. And that's not to say the other candidates are terrible or anything like that, but Victor has something that makes him totally special in the realm of politics. And think about how it's playing out in its numbers. Record fundraising. I mean, as Republicans, can you believe we're going into a battle with somebody who has record fundraising numbers? And then big turnouts everywhere he goes, energy and excitement. I mean, for those of us that have been facing loss after loss after loss, isn't this a moment to be excited? Amen. Victor's done such a good job. By the way, I'm supposed to ask a question here. He's been on my show. Do you all know how many times Victor Marx has been on my show? 4, 3, 5? No, keep going up. Keep going up. Anybody say 12 out there? 12. All right, you win. There you go, 12. Victor Marx has been on my show 12 times, simply because I decided I wasn't going to be a jerk to him. I mean, it's some of the other radio hosts, it was shocking. I'm sitting there going, one in particular treated him like he was in a legal deposition and demanding all this paperwork and stuff. I saw something with Victor, and I just wanted to understand him. I've noticed a lot of the critics of Victor have never actually met him, never gone down, never spent time with him. And as somebody that wants to understand who's going to lead our state, I wanted to spend some time with him. Here's what proved to me that Victor is the real deal. His family. His family. That is a good family he has there. His team is good people, okay? That proved to me that I'm not dealing with all what those critics say about him. I'm dealing with a genuine, good man who wants better for the state of Colorado, and that's why I was willing to get behind Victor Marx. Now, Victor's so good at what he does. If you know my co-host is not a conservative. We kind of have a Hannity and Combs thing going, if you remember that old Fox News thing. Billy is a kind of left-leaning, unaffiliated. I asked him today, who's going to win the Republican nominee for governor? His prediction, Victor Marx, 50% today. All right. I want to talk to my fellow Republicans in this room and unaffiliates. If you're new to all this, I want to give you a little insight what's going to happen tomorrow. Victor's going to win tonight. And then tomorrow, it's a whole new race, okay? Brand new. And I have told the other candidates that are running in this race, you have to get behind Victor Marx when he wins today in the primary, okay? It's time to unite behind him. And if we thought this was tough, we ain't seen nothing yet, okay? Tomorrow, all the forces that have taken Colorado, this wonderfully beautiful, independent state, and made it a hellhole of leftism, okay, are going to want to keep it that way. And they're going to come after us with everything they got. But you stood with Victor through this. Are you going to stand with him tomorrow when this becomes a whole new race? That's right. It's going to be a battle, but the people of Colorado are hungry. They're hungry to connect with somebody. They're hungry for leadership. I mean, my God, it's been so bad in this state. Even the Democrats recognize it, right? We're the third most expensive state in the nation. We have the highest office vacancy rate in the nation. We have the highest apartment vacancy rate in the nation. People are leaving. What made Colorado so beautiful and special is being lost. And it's not going to be found in Michael Bennet. It's not going to be found in Phil Weiser. It's not going to be found in the Democrats. It's going to be found in somebody totally unique, totally special, a once-in-a-lifetime candidate. And that is going to be Victor Marx. He's going to take us all the way to the governor's house. I want you to be with him. I want you to stand with him and fight with him and carry him all the way to November. He's going to rely on you. Thank you all very much. It's an honor to be with you tonight.
Please, another round of applause for Jeff Hunt. I was encouraged by Jeff's speech, but it sounds like we got a lot of work to do. All right, one of the things this campaign has done extremely well, at least in my opinion, is reach people where they are, whether it's online, whether it's in their homes and churches, at events, and across so many different communities. This campaign has told incredible stories. We've pushed back, we've showed momentum, and we've brought people into the movement who were not previously involved in politics. I want to bring up our next guest, our next speaker, Mr. Evan Brussel, who is going to share some of the top social media moments from this campaign. Please welcome Evan Brussel.
How's everyone doing tonight? Man, guys, I got to tell you, I met Victor 5 years ago. I was working for Charlie Kirk at the time. I was his media director. And since that moment, Victor and Eileen changed my life. And I believe that I'm standing on this stage today only by the grace of God. And it is the biggest honor and privilege to be doing Victor's media and events for his campaign. Thank you. So, as I mentioned, and as Buddy mentioned, I do Victor's social media and events, but I want to tell you guys, everything that you see online is done by 4 individuals, and we need to give them credit tonight. So Gabe, Rick, Joseph, and Israel, come on up here real quick. There we go, there we go. There we go. Guys, these are the guys that make it happen. Every video, every photo, and Victor does stuff himself too sometimes, but these 4 gentlemen right here, they deserve all the credit in the world, and I wanted to honor them tonight. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. So speaking of social media, I've got a video that we put together of when Victor announced his campaign for governor all the way till now. So let's watch some of those highlights tonight. Turn your attention to the screen right over here.
And I'm telling you, come October 1st, I'm going to let all y'all know if, in fact, God is calling me to run and win for governor. My name is Victor Marx, and I'm running for governor.
I wanted to give you an update last night for my first political event as a candidate running for governor of Colorado. A handful of candidates came out. It was in Fowler, and I'll tell you, the candidates, all really good candidates. I'm starting to become friends with some of them.
I've taken on the Trump administration 35 times in court. We're winning again and again and again. I want to be your next governor so I can keep fighting for Colorado. Please, a $5 or $10 donation today will make a big difference.
No, sir. Let's go.
You call the cops and nobody even does anything. They don't even come down. I'm barely holding on to get my red tape here and all of that for you. Now that I know
say I'll vote for Victor.
I sure the hell will. You better believe it, buddy.
This is a representation of the entire state. Walk around here, we have homeless people which need help. Mind if I just pray for you? All right, Lord, thanks for our new friends. You obviously love them and care for them. God, I pray that you'd meet their felt needs where they are. Just that this must be Christmas. Hey, you boys didn't put a lot of effort in it there, Jared. This year we're in office, we're going to really celebrate because we're going to represent the whole state. Hey, happy Valentine's Day. Anybody in here never voted before? How old are you?
I am 70 years old.
You going to vote now?
You betcha.
Look at him. Let's go. Let's go.
I want to encourage men around the country, run for office, pray, don't do it in your flesh, but just take a look. You know who helped me step in that place and make a decision? My bride.
Vaughn Kennedy, is that your real name?
Oh, no. I've been found out. Hey, what are you doing? I'm trying to make a video. Today is our final date to get signatures on the petition to put me on the ballot. So what we've done today is made history in the state of Colorado once again by an all-volunteer army getting signatures on petitions in order to get me on the ballot. We did this in half the time of it in the last 5 weeks, and it was volunteers, nobody paid. Hey everybody, Victor Marx here. Listen, we are excited about attending the state assembly on April 10th and 11th to honor the Republican process. But before we can take Colorado back, we have to make sure you actually survive the state assembly.
My analysis of this race, it's you, Barb Kirkmeyer, Victor Marx. Let's preview Saturday.
And I don't think anybody else is coming out of the assembly except me.
Barb Kirkmeyer joins us. She's running for governor. You don't need to be at assembly. You don't plan to be there. What are your predictions? What do you think is going to happen at the state assembly? Who might you be seeing on the ballot?
I think it will be Scott Bottoms and Sheriff Munson.
My name is Victor Marx, and I accept the nomination for governor. Well, all righty then. Love you, Candace. Let me know when you want me to come on the show.
Okay.
You
3 years.
spread misinformation with great confidence and said, what was he doing? Which shows a lack of professionalism that y'all can't even read a DD-214. Ma'am, you're accusing me that I'm not telling the truth on things. And I'm telling you, if you can at least get the town that I'm in, how can we trust you with more information that you're bringing
I think the bigger
against me?
thing.
Hey, if you,
Be careful calling somebody a liar unless you can back it up, because there's no facts. There's no facts and allegations. I don't hide from anybody. That's not who I am. That's why it's time to keep you from walking out. I appreciate it. Well, I expect you to come to the floor, and I wish you to come up here and shake my hand, so we can show people. This is how
Colorado Republican gubernatorial candidate Victor Marx.
We're winning. I'm telling you, from the beginning, we've done what people said couldn't be done. This little dog, she's gonna go bite you right now, Kyle.
Today we are out here because ballots dropped yesterday in the primary elections on June 30th.
Yeah, I'm out here today to support Victor Marx because I feel like he's our only hope.
I've lived here my whole life, and seeing the way that it's going downhill, basically, it breaks my heart.
We know that Victor Marx is the man for the job. If you're concerned about your taxes, about your Tabor tax, about waste and fraud, affordability, parental rights, and lastly, law and order, you need Victor Marx for governor.
Somebody asked me, how does it feel to see your name on flags and on signs? What does that do? And I go, I don't really see my name because it's so much bigger than me. I'm just the tip of the spear.
Amen.
What I see is Coloradans saying, we're going to take our state back.
but I can do anything I want in my closing, right?
It's your time.
I'm going to pray. Father, thank you, Lord, for your goodness and your mercy. And God, I pray that your will would be done in our state to relieve suffering and pain. We need a hill state. We need Coloradans to come together for a change, Lord, and stop all this political nonsense. So I love you. Pray you bless Senator Kirkmeyer and Scott and the two gentlemen that are holding this. In Jesus' name, amen.
Exactly on time. I don't know how I would have cut off.
And my eyes were closed.
That's very good.
That was awesome. There's been so many highlights, and that just captures a fraction of what the campaign team, Victor and his family have been going through since they announced last October. But guys, you know, Victor and Eileen have built their social media following well before he ever even thought he was running for governor. And I do believe God was using them in many ways prior to this campaign, but it's one of the most powerful tools we have, and it's one of the things that make our campaign very unique. On top of social media, Victor and Eileen have done over 160 events in 9 months. We've had over 30,000 attendees. It's just unbelievable the reach that we're doing. We've got a plan moving into the general that you'll hear about later. We're going to cover all corners of Colorado in the general election. And the last thing I want to say to all of you out there, there's so many of you who have been warring for us online. Renee, I see you right there. Jennifer, Ashley, Suresh, there's so many people in this crowd right now. When lies come out, when attacks come out, I don't even know how you guys see that stuff so fast. You're ready to go. You're defending Victor and his family. I just really want to genuinely, from the campaign, thank you guys for what you're doing. It makes all the difference in the world. And one of the greatest things I've seen throughout this campaign is the friendships that have been formed. I've met people that I know I'm going to be friends with even after this campaign ends. And it's one of the most beautiful things I've seen. I just want to encourage you guys, like Jeff said, when Victor is declared the winner, and he's our Republican nominee, Republican gubernatorial candidate in Colorado, the attacks are going to keep coming. The lies are going to keep being spread. And guys, just stay strong. Let's encourage each other. Let's be there for each other. And I just, like Buddy said too, I couldn't imagine going to war with a better group of people. Thank you, guys. Does anyone want a free t-shirt? Anybody? I got a question. How many views have Victor and Eileen received from January until June across all platforms on social media? Raise your hand if you think you know. Yes, ma'am. All platforms, across all platforms. How many views have we gotten? Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Yes, Chuck. Got it. Chuck said 61 million. It's higher than that. Yes, ma'am. Keep it going up. Yes, sir. Yeah, you got it. Just over 150 million views from January until now. You can go to merch and get a free shirt. Thank you, sir.
Wow, 150 million views. Give it up for Evan and the media team. Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right, as you guys know, every campaign team needs resources. But more than that, it needs people who believe enough to invest in our mission. Our donors have helped make this campaign competitive. They've given us the ability to communicate, to organize, to travel, to advertise, and to keep fighting. Torin Beeler has helped lead that effort. He's behind the scenes, but he works his butt off every single day. And tonight, he's going to help us thank our donors who made so much of this possible. Please welcome Mr. Torin Beeler to the stage.
Good evening. Thank you guys for being here tonight. My name is Torin Beeler, and I lead our donor efforts. I have the hardest job tonight, but before I get into that, I want to say a couple words to my hero. I've known Victor Marx since I was 6 years old. That's almost 4 decades of looking up to this man. When I was a kid, Victor was my karate instructor. He taught me how to defend myself, how to be disciplined and steadfast, how to protect people who couldn't protect themselves. He saved my life more than one time, and for that, I will be eternally indebted to him. Long before he ever considered running for office, he was already living a life of service. The Victor you see on stage is the same Victor I've seen for, like I said, almost 40 years. There isn't a public version and private version. He simply is who he says he is. I can, with complete confidence, say that the man you placed on this ballot has dedicated his life to confronting evil, defending what's right, and serving others. I have no doubt he'll bring the same commitment to serving the people of Colorado as the next governor. Standing beside him throughout this journey has been one of the greatest honors of my life. Which brings me to the problem I have tonight. My job is to stand here and thank our donors. And as I thought about it, I kept coming up short because you're not ordinary supporters. Every time we asked, you gave more than what was imagined. You didn't wait to see if the campaign had momentum before joining it. You guys created the momentum. You invested your time, your resources, and your reputation because you saw Victor for what he truly is, a servant warrior who loves people, this state, and is willing to fight for their freedoms. Together, we shattered Colorado fundraising records. Raising more than $3 million. And that record belongs to you. So please give yourself some rounds of applause. Thank you does not feel big enough because your generosity didn't just pay for advertising, signs, campaign materials. It built a movement, one strong enough to change the direction this state has been heading for far too long. You could have settled for another career politician. Instead, you chose a man who has spent his life walking into some of the darkest places on earth to carry children out of them. And because of you, that mission is now closer to home for the family, children, and grandchildren of Colorado. You are living examples of Victor's life verse, which says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love and of power and of sound mind." None of you choose fear. You step forward with courage because you love this man, you love this state, and you refuse to gamble with your family's future. I'm almost done. Victor has always told me the strongest kind of faith is simply refusing to quit, and you never quit on him. I don't think he'll ever find the words to tell you what that means, and honestly, neither will I. So, on behalf of Victor, Eileen, their family, their children, and this entire campaign, thank you. Thank you for believing early. Thank you for giving beyond what any expected. Thank you for choosing faith over fear. And thank you for proving that when ordinary people refuse to quit, extraordinary things happen. Appreciate you guys. Here's my quiz question. What is the average donation? Who said $88? Give this man right here a shirt. Good. Thank you very much. And thank you guys for being here.
Awesome. Please, folks, let's give it up for Torrin. They've done an incredible job. All right, Roger just gave me an update. Polls close in 4 minutes, just so you guys are tracking. One of the things I just want to highlight because it's really important, and some of you may not know this. We have over 20,000 individual donors across the state, and people from every single county in the state of Colorado have donated to this campaign. So again, man, our donor team, our fundraising team has just done an incredible job. So thank you guys. And you guys got to get back to work. We need you in the general. Okay, so now we get to recognize one of the most important parts of this campaign team, and it's our volunteers. Yeah, please give them a round of applause. We do that all night. This campaign has ran on people that showed up, that knocked on doors, that made calls, that made videos, docked on our behalf, put up signs, prayed, encouraged us, and just kept going. I mean, up until today, we had folks putting up signs. So before Lindsay comes up, we're going to play a short video recognizing our volunteers.
Marx, we are so grateful for you. Honey, why don't you share with them?
Well, you know why we're so grateful? It's because so many of you sacrificed so much.
Yeah.
And you know what? We know that. We see that. And we are so grateful for you.
Listen, Buddy said it well in one of our staff meetings that we could not do what we are doing without volunteers, period. Whether it's getting the petition signed, whether it's delegates, whether it's finances, time, phone call banks, all of it. It is y'all that will get me elected. Teamwork is dreamwork, and we just need y'all to know we love y'all. Thank God for you.
Thank you.
And let's go get it done.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Director of Volunteer Operations, Miss Lindsay Westwood.
Wow. Hi, everybody. This is an awesome group of people. Wow. You all look wonderful. Thank you for being here tonight. My name is Lindsay, and I'm so grateful for each person here. Before I had the honor of leading our volunteer army, I had the honor of working alongside Victor and Eileen and All Things Possible Ministries for a little over a decade. So that was my life for a long time. And I had the privilege of serving overseas on many missions. Yes, they did actually happen. We did actually help children, a lot of them. And so it's an honor to be here tonight. It's an honor. It's been one of the greatest honors of my life to lead our volunteer army. I've never seen anything like it. I keep saying that. I'm like, you guys are crazy. Like, I've never done a political campaign, and so this is just so fun and new, and I've been learning so much, and it's wonderful to see such a committed, passionate group of people who are just ready to see change. So to every one of you, thank you for welcoming me in the middle of it all, trusting me, and helping the campaign build something massive and awesome. Over these months, you guys have all worked so many long hours. You've knocked doors in brutal heat. You've made thousands of phone calls to voters. You've endured spiritual attacks, physical exhaustion, injuries, opposition, drama, distractions, and the constant noise that comes with stepping into something like this. And yet, here you are. You guys stayed. You kept showing up. And because of that, lives have been touched. And this campaign has been built on real sacrifice. So tonight, I want to honor you. And I'm going to start by asking if you are one of our regional leads, would you please stand? Regional leads. Ron, Chris, Audra, Becca, Carolyn, Leah, thank you. You guys look awesome. No, stay standing, please. Don't sit down. To our county captains, please stand. If you're a county captain. If you are a team lead, please stand. If you are a faith captain, please stand. If you are one of our prayer warriors, please stand. And if you have volunteered in any capacity, please stand. Look at this. This is amazing. And for those watching on live stream tonight who couldn't be here in person, we honor you too. This campaign belongs to all of you guys, so thank you. You can be seated. Regional leads, except for you guys, please come up here and join me. Regional leads. So Ron is our Denver Core lead. Chris is our Pueblo Southern I-25 corridor lead. Carolyn is our North Denver Metro. Audra and Becca, South Denver Metro. Leah, Greater Colorado Springs and Teller. And then our other regional leads, Alicia and Kelsey could not make it tonight, but we honor them anyways. So I'm going to pass it off to Ron. You guys come up here. Where are my people? Come on up. Are we on the board? Are we on the board? Oh my gosh. 53%. 53%. That is awesome. We're on the board. We're on the board officially. Wow. Wow, that's incredible. Oh my goodness. I'm shaking now. I'm so excited. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back. Oh, wow. Okay, you guys, I'm going to let some of our regional leads share some awesome stories with you guys. Ron's not here. So maybe he's not here yet. But Chris, I'm going to pass it off to you first. Okay. Chris is not. Okay, Carolyn. Okay.
Good evening. I'm Carolyn Estelle. Some of you know me from Facebook. I'm honored to speak tonight. I'm going to start with the first way I got involved with the campaign, and then I'll move on to North Denver. Jennifer Park started Coloradans for Victor Marx on Facebook. And we thought, wouldn't it be cute if we got 500 people to join that group? I checked the stats on the way down here. We have 65,000 active members. We got 1.4 million views in the last 28 days, and all of them are focused on Victor 2026. Grok says we are not a typical grassroots effort. We're a hybrid, personality-driven outsider movement with media savvy that actually stands out. But we don't do it alone. And I want to put a shout out to the 16 members of the Mod Squad. Would you guys stand? I want to let you know, if they weren't crazy when they joined the crew, they are now. And the reason we're here tonight, our volunteers. You went from talking to strangers in dark parking lots asking for their signature on a petition to charming them on their front porch, Colorado style, to their families, and my husband, Mark, who's in the audience. We'll be back. Thank you for your support. We will definitely be back sometime mid to late January, right after the inauguration. Big shout out to my captain chairs, Brenda and Rebecca, who took over county responsibilities and made Denver North what it is. They're amazing volunteers. Rebecca, you're here. Would you stand? Brenda's at home. Victor's volunteers are absolute legends. Grassroots crew that run on caffeine and Colorado stubbornness. Most of them had never volunteered for politics before, and they're having fun. Am I right? Tonight, we watch the results, but tomorrow we finish the job. Every state house seat, every Senate seat, every local race. We're not just showing up, we're showing out, we're taking everything down the ballot. We're going full throttle, and we're getting Victor Marx elected and taking back Colorado through every down ballot race. No seat left behind. This is our moment. Let's keep the energy high, the vibes higher, and turn this watch party into a victory party. Victor Marx for Colorado. Let's bring it home.
Hi, look at all of us. This is actually incredible. Thank you all so much. Let's go! So exciting, but I just want to say real quick to everybody here, holy cow, Victor and Eileen, you guys have just started a fierce war, really. This is a lot of fierce people that are ready to just fight for Colorado. So thank you very much for you guys. I would just like to recognize, and you guys have to stand up, okay? Our team captains who brought us to the next level. You guys all did a fantastic job. Meredith, Deborah, Allie, Tisha, and Kelly, stand up just real quick. These guys worked some fierce hours and just put in a ton of work. Truly, thank you. We had Battleground. We had 3 of the top battlegrounds, and these guys put in endless hours, and we cannot appreciate you more. We are super excited to see what the Lord has. He has already done so much. He has walked before us, and he is walking beside us. And I am so excited to see what he has for the rest of the campaign. We love you all, and we appreciate all of your efforts. Thank you. And I'm going to actually introduce Audra. She is the fiercest of them all. Give it up for Audra. And actually Leah. These guys have just gone above and beyond what you could ever imagine. Their husbands are so excited to have them back for a little bit, a month, I guess. We get maybe 2 weeks or a month. Yeah, something like that. But anyway, she is fierce and she is dedicated in what she says she's going to do. She does above and beyond. So Here's Audra.
Thank you, Becca. Hey, Colorado. Let's go, Victor Marx. How about those polls? Actual results, right? Hey, everyone. I just want to first and foremost thank my husband, Dave, and my son, Noah, for letting me turn my home into a Victor factory, right? Literally, like people have come to the house. There's like picking up like bags and yard signs and what else? Door hangers, lots of door hangers. Okay, so I just want you guys to know I really just was overwhelmed and loved being in this role. Becca goes, "You are going to be a regional lead." I was like, okay, what does that mean? But in the end, what I want you to know is that when I went to go meet with every single volunteer, I asked you, I said, why are you here? Like, what caused you to want to canvass, to actually door knock? Who here is a door knocker in South Denver Metro? On my team, come on, let's go, stand up. You guys are amazing, thank you. But I asked, and I expected it to be like, oh, I'm here, but I expected to hear like politics and policy, but that's just not even one thing that I heard. I heard that, you know what? Jesus made me be here. Jesus is what made me stand up, take this call, not sit on the sidelines. And I'm just so grateful for all of you. It's my exact story, but I heard it over and over and over again. So tonight, I really want to thank you for answering that call, for serving faithfully, and for reminding me that when ordinary people come together with a shared purpose, that they can really make a difference. So before I turn this into a canvassing recruitment call, we had just here tonight, we have over 30 volunteers here just from our region that had actually knocked on 200 doors or more. But what I had seen is like really amazing is we had some really exceptional door knockers. I first want to talk about the Fab Four. So I'm going to introduce Deborah, Shauna, Karen, and Stephanie. If you can stand up. I just want to say these ladies probably together, I don't even want to know the amount of doors. I should probably count them all, but they are in the thousands, okay? And they would go out religiously, meet at 10:30. I was just trying to keep up with them making walkbooks, to tell you the truth, okay? They would each take like a corner of a precinct, and then they would meet in the middle, and then they would tell me, hey, Audra, we need another precinct. So ladies, you guys are fierce. You're baller. I just was like so impressed with you and the thousands of doors that you knocked on. Way to go, Fab Four. Okay. I also want to thank, who's heard of Marty Martin? Anyone heard of Marty Martin? Marty, why don't you stand up? Woo! What I want you to know about Marty is a good-looking 80-year-old man, okay? He's a talker. He loves Victor Marx. When I first met Marty, he had this car, and we were like, wow, who is this guy? He was just so fun and really super interesting. But I want you to know he's knocked on over 1,500 doors all by himself. And what was so amazing is actually Marty's car broke down while he was out door knocking and canvassing. So he ended up taking RTD and light rail. Yeah. To all these precincts. So these 1,500 doors, Marty, that's incredible, and way to go. We love you. And then lastly, he's so cute. I just want to thank Becca, because Becca has been like such an amazing inspiration. Come here. So I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. She turned me into like a canvassing monster. And, but really, I just want to thank everybody. We want Victor and Eileen to know that we love them, and we want to thank them for giving us all this inspiration to fight for Colorado. So God bless everybody. And I think I'm introducing the most amazing Leah Slay.
All right, everyone. I just wanted to say thank you all so much for coming here tonight. From the bottom of my heart, I just wanted to say thank you so much to my team. I get the pleasure and honor of representing the El Paso County and Teller County door knockers. Just wanted to thank my team for all of their sacrifices, for all of their long nights. Pretty much every single person on my team works a full-time job, and they work that full-time job and they get off that job and they come and they meet up at 5 o'clock at night, and then we walk till 8 o'clock just about every night. And we've been doing that for 2 months straight in this heat. So that deserves a round of applause. Yes. I just want to thank everyone on this team for all of their positiveness, for all the prayers. I have never been around just so many amazing people. And to be with these people is just honoring. I can't even think of a better word to say than I just feel like a better person being around this team. When we first started this, we went around the room and we asked every single person what their testimony was. Why are they doing this? Why, after you've worked a full-time job, are you walking at night for Victor? And every single one of their testimonies was one of the most beautiful things that I've ever heard. Most of it was Jesus. We all felt a calling on our heart and felt like we needed to be here. And that, I can't tell you how that means so much to me. There's a couple of people that I do want to give a special shout out to my amazing county captain, Adrian Belton. Will you stand up? Adrian has been instrumental in training everyone, as well as completing all of these honkin' waves, every single honkin' wave for El Paso County. She is organizing, filling out, and leading us. And I can't say thank you enough for all of your dedication and everything you've done to make this team so successful, supporting everyone. And I'd also like to recognize my Teller County captain, Maureen Weaver, if you would like to stand up, please. Maureen and Jim every single Friday hold a farmer's market in Woodland Park. And at this farmer's market, she has printed Victor Marx branding for water bottles, and they're passing out water bottles to everyone. She has printed out, she has made free popcorn. She has printed out Frisbees, you guys, to get the people with dogs to just come over and have a conversation about Victor. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate Maureen and how impactful she has been in the Woodland Park community, Teller County community. So thank you, Maureen. And last but not least, I'd like Brenda Bose to stand. Brenda Bose has been an amazing volunteer on our team who has spent countless hours training everyone. Our team, to be at this dinner tonight, we were going for 200 doors was the incentive. Our team wanted to strive for 250 for America's 250th birthday. And Brenda single-handedly has reached out to every single person on our team, asking them if they need someone to walk with, meeting up with people, and meeting them in their neighborhoods, driving across town and spending her time to make sure that everyone felt loved and supported. So, Brenda, thank you. All right, and last but not least, I have to thank my husband, Wes. Our house really does look like a Victor Marx merch shop with yard signs galore, with daily people coming to my doorstep to pick up more literature. I have got Victor Marx stuff all over, and he has been nothing but a support when I have just said, I'm running to a honkin' wave. I'm gonna go walk with this person. I've gotta go here. Can you just do dinner one more night? And so thank you for being such an amazing husband and supporting me. This team has lifted me up, lifted each other up, and kept the eyes on the goal the entire time. I just want to say
one last thank you for the entire El Paso County Teller County door knockers. And I'd like all of you to please stand and get a round of applause for all of your hard work. For everyone who doesn't know, that's 25 volunteers, and El Paso County has over 300 precincts, and most of them have 400 to 500 households in it. And the Gazette just reported the other day that El Paso County has shown one of the highest showings for turnout voters in the primary. And I know that these people right here that we're clapping for contributed to that impact. So way to go, El Paso County and Teller County. All right, now I would just like to bring up two of my amazing team leagues, Craig and Jesse Mabus. Without these two, we would not have had the success in El Paso County as we have had. These two set the bar so high. They always have had a positive attitude, always have jokes, always have their fun e-bikes with their cute bells. I would like everyone to just please welcome this powerhouse couple, tell us a little story about their experience door knocking. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Hey, good evening, everybody. I'll try to be as brief as possible. You know, we're the poster childs of never getting and doing anything political before this. But we all know, all of you out there realize why we did it. It's for the man, Victor Marx. That's why we're here, and we believe that God has called him to be the next governor of Colorado. So we got to know a little bit. I got to know a little bit about Victor through my wife. She says, hey, take a look at this guy. He's pretty buff. He's pretty cool. You probably didn't say that. I'll get in trouble. But he's got a great spray tan, all that stuff. I mean, he's everything you should be. And I said, well, that's great, honey. So she didn't say that. Anyways, then I got his book and I read his book, and it's made me a better man. It's made me a better husband, a better grandfather, and a better friend and a better worker. So when Victor came out and said, I'm going to run, I'm like, we're going and we're going to run with this man because he's a true leader in Colorado. So when we went out and knocked on the doors, I'm in sales. It's the easiest sales job I've ever had. I was able to go in there. We were invited into people's homes. We sat down and had genuine conversations about what was wrong with Colorado and why we were knocking on their door. And so many times they said, why Victor? We want to hear from you. Why Victor? And our team, from Patrick to Brenda to everybody else out there, Suresh, we believed in Victor, and we went out there and we said from our heart, he's a true leader. He's a believer in Jesus Christ. He is a great father and a great man that we can all get behind. So that was the easiest thing. Even when the dog came up and bit me in the foot, I said, that's okay. It's for Victor. But then when he came back again and bit me on the other foot, I'm like, dude, do I get any kind of hazard pay for this? Vic, come on, hook me up. He doesn't know anything about it. But he's worth it, right? He is worth getting out there and representing. So we went out on our little e-bikes. You know, the Democrats would be happy that we're on our electric e-bikes. And we kicked some butt. And we kicked some butt because we believe in the man, Victor Marx. So I thank you for your time. I thank you that we really enjoyed it. And I'll end with this. I am a better man today because of Victor Marx. I am a better husband today because of Victor Marx. And I'm a better grandfather for Victor Marx. We got off the couch for Paisley Ray Gaskins and Colt Bubba Gaskins. We're grandparents and we want to fight for Colorado. Fight with us. Go Victor Marx.
My name's Chris Wood, and I'm from Pueblo and Fremont. And I'll make this short and sweet. Our team was pretty badass. We door knocked, we sign waved, we put up signs, and without these guys, I wouldn't have been able to come up here and do this because I'm not a public speaker. But I would like to bring up Nancy and Grace Pittner. Would you guys come up here, please? these two worked their butts off for Victor and Pueblo and Fremont counties. And I'd like to say thank you and let them have a little bit to speak.
Well, Chris is one of those guys who I come up with these really stupid ideas, and then I call Chris and he goes, okay, let's go make it happen. And so that's kind of the way we work down there. We're kind of a small group, small town, but I say, hey, can we get in a parade? You know, we have a big parade down there, and he gets us in the parade and we decorate it up, and it's just been, what can we do to move forward? And the reason that I got involved in this is before the candidates were just announcing, I just asked God to bring us a man of God to raise up this state. And then I watched people smear him and everything else, and I was like, well, this is not good. So I went out and I did research, and I started telling people what the real truth was. And then we had people who stood with us. And we took a lot of heat down there. We have a very divided party down there. And so we'd walk in, I'd say, are you coming tonight with your shirt on? Because I don't want to sit there alone with my shirt on. And Chris would always show up, and we would just step forward. And so Chris has just been, and I don't know if you know it, but a week or so ago, they were saying, we need a sign over here on this side of the state. Chris would go get the sign and drive across the state and put them all over the state. He's incredible. And every time I said, well, Chris, I need this, and he would just make it happen. So I've just been so blessed to get to be better friends with him. We've known each other for several years, but he has just been a wonderful leader for us. So thank you, Chris.
I'm just going to add that we're not done yet. We're still going to go. We're still going to do this. We have till November.
Thank you to all my regional leads. You guys are so awesome. Sorry, Evan, I'm probably messing up the flow a little bit. It's taking a long time. It's okay. I just have a couple more things I want to say. I want to do special shout outs to some special volunteers that I want to recognize tonight. First being the Mod Squad, our social media keyboard warriors who defended every attack, and shout out to Jen Parks and Renee and every person going to battle for us online. Thank you. I know that is not easy. You guys are amazing. To our faith captains, you guys stood in the gap to get pastors and churches involved, and for that we thank you. For those who dropped a ton of lit, shout out to Mark and Pam Hampton. They rocked the lit drop. I want to shout out Carlos and Berta for showing up to nearly every honkin' way. Thank you guys so much. If you didn't know, they have the Victor Marx truck that is everywhere all the time. It's kind of creepy, but it's amazing. It's everywhere. For our prayer warriors for covering us daily, thank you to everyone who's on that morning prayer call. Thank you to each person who made phone calls for us, our phone bankers. I want to recognize my team, Christy, Jenny, Trent, and my intern, Sydney, for making our volunteer operations amazing. And to every volunteer who worked events, staffed tables, waved signs, prayed, organized, helped behind the scenes. Thank you. You guys are truly incredible. So Christy, would you come up here, please? Christy is gonna be Vanna White for a minute before she shares. But I wanna recognize our top door knockers and our top phone bankers really fast. We had a little competition, and we are going to hand out some awards. So for our third place door knocker, he knocked 841 doors in Teller County, Mike McKay. Please come up and get your prize. Mike McKay, where is he? He's coming. For our second place door knocker, he knocked 1,452 doors in Douglas County, Marty. Marty, please come up. For our first place, she knocked 1,946 doors in Douglas County, Shauna Amon. And now to our phone bankers. For third place, she called 5,221 people of El Paso County, Nancy Williams. Nancy, come on up. Second place, I don't think is here either, but he called 12,951 people. Ken Peterson. Ken, if you're watching online, we have a gift for you. And our first place phone banker, she called 13,288 people. Karen Rutherford of El Paso County. Please come up and receive your prize. I'm going to turn it over to Christy, who is my amazing field director, and I've asked her to share for a couple minutes about how the campaign has impacted her. Trade.
Hey guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. Really, truly, you guys are the champions. Thank you. For those of you who don't know, my name is Christy, and I am privileged to serve right along Lindsay as a field director for volunteers for this campaign. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak tonight. We are hours away from winning the battle before we move on to the war, guys. A lot of hard work and growing pains has gone into tonight, and I just want to take a moment to acknowledge all of you sitting in this room, all the hard work, all the sleepless nights, and everything you have done to get to this point. You're in this room for a reason. So round of applause to each and every one of you for being here. And of course, acknowledging the whole reason why everyone is here in this room, Victor, Eileen, and their entire family. We love you. We love you and support you, and I hope it's evident by the amount of people in this room, the amount of people watching, how much you are loved and how much we stand behind you guys. So the Marx family is literally the reason I'm standing here on this stage and living. I'm a former and recovering pastor's kid from New Mexico. In my youth, it brought me to Colorado, and I've been here on and off for 14 years. Unfortunately, the other defining title I also held too as a substance user for 21 years, up until 339 days ago. The road that led me to the Marx family began in April of last year. Despite all the vices I had, I joined the organization God Behind Bars with my former church and started working prison ministry at Lyman Correctional Facility here in Colorado. It was those men who inspired me to take a hard look at myself and pushed me to change my life and give it back to the Lord. Because of them, on July 26th of last year, I checked myself into a rehab and laid down every last roadblock standing between the person God has made me to be. 2 months after I got clean, as I was trying to learn how to life again, a guy I'd only ever heard of named Victor Marx announced that he was running for the governor. I had known Victor and Eileen through my former church and seeing the Sean Ryan podcast, as so many of you had. On a whim, I joined the daily prayer call that Chaz spoke about earlier and figured, as I'm putting my life back together, what's the harm in praying for a man of God that's trying to put Colorado back together? Little did I know that 10 minutes each morning would change my entire life of praying with each and every beautiful prayer warrior standing in this room. You guys are family, and I can never see my life without you, considering we haven't even known each other but a couple months. As I started praying, this led up to January 31st, where I attended my first political rally at the Boot Barn and met Victor for the first time and saw the man behind the words. Considering for most of my life, I thought all the politicians and every person in power was a liar and that they never ever had my best interest in mind as a hardworking person. But I was very impressed that Victor is exactly who he says he was, and I left there with a brand new look on life. The following month, I started becoming more hands-on with this campaign, helping fold all the lovely merch that all of you guys have purchased and probably become sick of looking at that logo. My life, when I joined the campaign, I was struggling. I was freshly sober. I had thoughts of suicide and no direction of my life and what God wanted me to do. The day after I ran out of all the funds to live and basic necessities, Lindsay and Bree called me out of the blue to join this campaign and said, "Our parents want you on here." Since April 20th, have been new every single day, and he has reminded me why I am worthwhile of being here, that I have a purpose and my life is not over. My life has been flooded with so many of you sitting in this room that are godly men and women that are the reason why I understand who God really is. I quite literally would not be standing on this stage if it wasn't for God placing Victor and Eileen at the perfect time and the exact moment in my life when I needed it to be. I would have ended up as another statistic, just like so many other Coloradans are doing right now. Colorado's at a breaking point. We are on hospice. And if we do not find someone to come in and fix it, then we will die. And as you have already been able to tell, that man is Victor Marx. I'm a walking, living testimony of what this man has done in my life, and I'm so honored and privileged to see what Colorado's testimony is going to be, not only after tonight, but after November as well. So thank you for taking a stand and risking it to make Colorado better for everyone. Thank you, guys.
All right, guys. As I mentioned earlier, it's only 3 counties reporting, and I will tell you one of those counties is Weld, which we knew was a Barb Kirkmeyer stronghold. So follow the paper. Don't, try to stay off the roller coaster. Numbers are going to keep changing over the next 45 minutes. So just pay attention as we go. But El Paso has not come in yet. And that's, as most of you know, El Paso is the largest voting bloc in the state of Colorado, particularly in the primary. So just the numbers are going to keep changing, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so let's give it up for our volunteers one more time, please. They've been awesome. So we've also had another group of volunteers and team members who served quietly and professionally for the campaign all along behind the scenes. And I want to introduce you to our Director of Security, Jose.
Thank you, buddy. Wow, I don't know how Victor does this, but hey, good evening, everyone. Before I get started, I promised myself that I was going to slow down and enjoy tonight. And what brings us here tonight is fornication. I mean, for an occasion, see? That's what I told myself, to slow down. But seriously, what brings us here for an occasion is an incredible team that has made Victor Marx what it is today. Before I say anything else, I want to thank my wife, Bronwyn, and our kids. For the last 6 months, they've shared me with this campaign. They've endured the early mornings, the late nights, the constant phone calls, and more than a few dinners where I was running late because something just came up. Thank you for supporting me while I got to serve along such an incredible group of people. And for those that don't know me, my name is Jose, like Buddy said. I've spent most of my adult life in law enforcement and security. And one thing that career has taught me is leadership is never about doing anything alone. It's about surrounding yourself with the best people who have the best mindset. And that's exactly what I've been blessed here to do to this campaign. Tonight, I don't want to talk about the election results. That will come later. I want to talk about the people, the citizens, the law enforcement and military members over the last 6 months that have shown up. And I've watched this safety and security team show up before sunrise, stay long after everyone else has gone home, stand in parking lots, work events in every kind of weather, solve problems before anybody else knew that they were there, and always doing it with professionalism. So security team, most people here tonight are not going to remember the speeches, the election results, and the celebration. And they just won't remember you, and they won't remember seeing any of you. And that's exactly one of the greatest compliments that I can give you. Good security isn't about being noticed. It's about creating an environment where everyone else can focus on why they're there. You gave people the freedom to enjoy these events because you quietly did your job with excellence. And that doesn't happen by accident. It happens because of character. Now, I do have to recognize one person. Every team has one guy that somehow always beats you there, is always asking, what do you need, before you've even thought about it, somehow manages to be exactly where he needs to be every single time. Every team needs somebody like that. And we've been fortunate enough to have that person. And thank you for that and always being ready. And you know who you are. I'm not going to mention any names because he really doesn't like that at all. And to the rest of the team, to everyone of us that's here as guests, that's helping tonight and watching online, thank you. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for your flexibility when plans change. Because to be honest, campaign schedules are a little bit like being created with an Etch-a-Sketch. 1 second you have something done, next thing you know, you're shaking it up and it's all changed. Through all of it, nobody complained. You all smiled. Well, most of you, some of you don't ever smile, but that's okay. You adapted. You represented this campaign with professionalism every single day. It has been an honor to help protect Mr. Marx, not because of who he is, but because of what he stands for and the mission this campaign represents. Serving someone committed to traveling across Colorado, meeting people where they are, and sharing his vision has been a privilege. Now, regardless of what those numbers say tonight, one thing is certain: the mission isn't over. If tonight gives us an opportunity to move into the general election, then tomorrow we simply lace up our boots and get back to work, because Colorado deserves our very best. And if the last 6 months is any indication, I know exactly what kind of team that's ready to answer that call. So from all of my heart, thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your professionalism. Thank you for your friendship. And thank you for making my job one of the easiest leadership positions I've ever had. Because when you lead people who really want to serve, leadership becomes a privilege. Now, would you please join me in giving our entire safety and security team the round of applause that they have more than earned. Thank you. Thank you. God bless each and every one of you, and let's go enjoy the rest of this evening.
Okay, so I think it's still just 2 of 64 counties, so keep your eye on the number there. The important number is how many counties have actually reported so far. So you see, it's only 2 of 64, so we've got a long way to go still. Those numbers are going to keep changing. So the next person I want to bring up has worked behind the scenes. As you know, a campaign needs operations, discipline, steadiness, faith, and problem solving. And Chaz Yandel has been one of those amongst one of our prayer warriors as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Chaz Yandel to the stage.
Hey, so glad everybody's here. I know it's a little bit on the warm side, but right, it could be a whole lot worse. I have had the most amazing privilege for the past 12 years to walk alongside somebody that you know to certain levels and to certain degrees, but I've literally been able to walk alongside so much of what others have said he's lied about. And I'm here to put it out in the record. If anybody wants to know what's been going on with Victor from another perspective for the last 12 years, here I am. Because all those crazy things that everybody says he's done that he never did, I was either standing right next to him, right behind him, or I'm taking the pictures or the videos. And this all happened because it was ordained by God. His first trip into northern Iraq in February of 2015, my pastor was on that trip. And on that trip, my pastor said to Victor, hey, you should have brought Chaz along this trip. Chaz would have been a good team member. And Victor said, who's Chaz? But he then said to my pastor, he said, well, if you think that he should be with us, call him up, bring him on the next one. So June of 2015, I was there, and I've been with him ever since. And so I'm here to tell you the 3 things, because I love the, and you can help me out, because maybe get some more energy going in the room, and maybe some cooler energy, but energy enough. What are the 3 words that you love saying about the slogan? It begins, first one is with a T, second one's with an I, and with a B. So what is that? Yeah. So I'm going to give you a T and an I and a B to help you to remember this night as we move forward to take it back. 3 things that for me stand out about what I know about Victor Marx personally, up close and personal for years, literally over a decade. Number 1, that T for me stands for truth. Victor Marx is a truth teller. He does not lie. Trust me, he does not lie. And maybe some of you have experienced the fact that he will tell you the truth, and it may not feel the greatest, but the one thing you know about him when he's speaking, he's telling you the truth. Also with that, the I for me is integrity. The brother can't be bought. The very first week I was working for him, somebody basically tried to manipulate him not to do what God wanted him to do, and it was going to cost the ministry $15 million if Victor didn't yield to this man. Victor didn't yield. He's never yielded for anything. And yes, he's a man of integrity, so you can trust that. And the third thing, B. Anybody speak Spanish here? Okay. I'm going to give you the Spanish word because as a minister, maybe I want to get filleted for saying the English word, but Victor's got pelotas. Victor's got pelotas grande. And if you're going to lead a state that has been for 24 years run down and mismanaged, you're going to need a governor who's got muy grande pelotas. And that's Victor Marx. So, beloved, yes, if you want to take it back, we're going to see it tonight, and we're going to move forward with it because that's exactly what we want to see happen. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back.
Thank you, Chaz. All right, let's give another round of applause to Chaz. All right, guys, now we're going to shift to the Marx family. Anyone who has been around Victor and Eileen knows this has never been just about politics. It's been about family, faith, service, calling, and sacrifice. The Marx family has carried a lot throughout this race. Please welcome to the stage, Gabby. Gabby and Heather, come on up to the stage. Heather is trying to find her little sister. She found her. Here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, Gabby and Heather Marx.
I'm gonna go first. Hello, everyone. My other siblings were supposed to come up here too, but I don't know where they are. My name is Heather. I'm the third born Marx child. A lot of you probably don't know who I am because I stay pretty quiet and I'm off social media for the most part. But I have been watching the love and support that so many of you guys have poured out upon my dad and the campaign. I have seen the prayers, the encouragement. Some of it has honestly brought me to tears. And I'm just so happy and honored to know that my dad is so loved. Apart from me, because I love him so much. And I know the support is not just for my dad, but it's for Colorado and the hope to bring the state back to what it used to be. One of beauty that isn't corrupted by political power or greed. One where the next generation can build their families and homes they can afford. And the hope that God can bring his glory back into this beautiful state, into the governor's seat. And no one better to do that job than my dad. Yeah. My dad leads with integrity, honesty, character, and conviction. And who you see is who he is all the time. And I love that. He can't be bought or persuaded into doing something he doesn't stand behind or believe in. He is also kind and fiercely protective. He's a defender of the innocent, and he's so funny, caring, and so loving. And he's faithful. He's always been faithful to follow wherever God calls him, starting with youth prisons, to churches, refugee camps, or running for governor. Wherever God leads, my dad follows. And he's always looking for ways to help people, which I'm sure many of you have seen that. I can't tell you how many times growing up, and still to this day, He would stop to help someone or just to share Jesus to complete strangers. And he doesn't do it because he feels obligated, but because he cares about them. He sees a need and he steps in to fill it, and that's exactly why he's running for governor. My parents have been all over the world, but their favorite place to live has been Colorado. And it's here that the Lord called my dad into ministry, and 20 years later, he's calling him again, but to a different kind of ministry. God has been shaping him, testing him, and forging him in the fire all these years. And throughout this campaign, there has been loud voices trying to tear my dad down. And at times it's been hard to see and hear because I am a very protective daughter and I want to defend him. But there's a truth that has brought me so much peace, and it's this. When everything is said and done, we will all stand before God alone. There won't be the accusers, there won't be the lies, there won't be all the noise, but it'll just be us and God. And when my dad stands before God, I know he will hear these words, "Well done, good and faithful servant." Because that man up there, he isn't living for the applause of man, and he's not going to cower to the disapproval of man either. He will stand steadfast and get the job done. I want to end by saying how thankful I am for each and every one of you who has stood by my dad and my family these last 8 months. Your love, prayers, kindness, and encouragement have not gone unnoticed. And to my dad, I want to say how thankful I am that God handpicked you to be mine and my siblings' dad. We couldn't have asked for a better man to raise us, teach us, and show by example how to live and follow Jesus. We love you, Dad. Thank you.
Well, I'm Gabby Marx, and it's my biggest joy and honor to be up here alongside my siblings to celebrate with all of you. These past several months have been some of the most exciting, but also some of the most challenging times we have ever faced as a family and as individuals. If you would have told me a year ago that we'd be standing here tonight, I would probably have laughed in your face. But that's the amazing thing about God. His plans are always bigger and better than anything we could ever imagine. And it all goes back to my dad's courage, his willingness to stand up for what's right, even when it seems impossible. I've had the privilege of sharing some of my own story throughout this campaign trail and explaining why I believe that my dad is the best candidate through and through. His dedication, work ethic, alongside my mom, are unlike anything I've ever seen. But what's even more incredible is watching them thrive, even into their 60s. Meanwhile, I'm over here wondering, how do I not have that energy in my 20s? I could stand here for hours and hours telling you story after story about how my dad has faced obstacle after obstacle while still being the most present father and leader. That's simply who he is. Over the last several months, I've heard so many people say that my dad has become a father figure to them, and they're right. His love is genuine, it's gentle, and he's truly doing this for the people, not himself or for the title. That's what has always made him different. We've also seen firsthand how ugly politics can be. We've learned why people are threatened by those who are willing to go against the grain, just like my parents always have. But if you ask any one of us what we'll remember most from this campaign, it won't be the attacks, it will be the people. The volunteers, the friendships, the relationships we've built, those have become some of the greatest blessings our families has ever experienced. So to every one of you who have stood in the gap, sacrificed your time, stayed up late, prayed for us, knocked on doors, made phone calls, and even just believed in this movement, thank you. We are so incredibly grateful for each of you. No matter what happens after tonight, we know God's will is always better than our own, and we will continue to trust him. Dad, I don't think words will ever adequately express how proud I am of you. Thank you for showing all of us what courage, integrity, and faithfulness look like. Now let's take this state back.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, while we wait for the rest of the poll results to come in, we're going to take a break and let everybody kind of mingle. We'll keep you updated as the results come in and try to keep you abreast on what's happening. But please take the next 20, 30 minutes to get something to eat, get something to drink. I think food stops here soon, so if you haven't gotten something to eat, please do so now. Thank you. Strongest counties are at about 75%, and Barb's strongest counties are north of 85%. So this is definitely going to be close, and it's going to be a barn burner. But I wanted to keep you guys posted. It's certainly not over yet. We still got a lot of numbers coming in, so just want to keep you guys updated. But please keep praying and stay motivated, because this is going to be close, but I think we're still going to win. Thank you, guys.
All the way down. Thank you. Check. Hey, beloved, can I have your attention for a moment, please? It is super close what's going on right now, correct? And I know a lot of us are like struggling in our heads and our hearts how to deal with this right now. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Thinking isn't going to change anything except us, and it's probably making us anxious, worried, nothing positive. Does that make sense? So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. At your tables, in your groups, if you wouldn't mind, simply just taking some time out. Maybe you're going to pray out loud corporately, pray quietly, however it is that you pray, but that we would simply ask God to move. From day one, when Victor and Eileen took this on, we began praying every day. We're at the 11th hour, and I don't know about you, history and scriptural history, God loves to come through in the 11th hour. But it's also a test because we can sit here and think and get caught up in our thoughts and go down those negative spirals, or we can look to the heavens. We can look up. And so, not forcing this on anybody, but just simply asking and giving us some direction. A good expenditure of time and energy right now is going to be to entreat the God of heaven to move in the direction that he told us he was going to do 9 months ago. Does that make sense? Okay, so this is not a time where one person's going to pray up here. This is a time when you're all going to pray in your way. Some will be out loud, some will be quiet, but let's just take this time now to pray. Okay? Amen. Let's pray.
First and foremost, I just want to say thank you so much for the prayer. If some of you may have noticed when we started praying, we actually went up 1%. So please keep on praying. Now, I just want to give you a quick update on where we're at. The race is obviously going to be pretty close, as you know. And the way the process works is a lot of these ballots are going to be cured. So if it's within 1%, 0.5% to 1%, there's going to be a list that comes out tomorrow afternoon. And that list is going to show all the ballots that were rejected by the Secretary of State. Now, what we have to do is, as a campaign team and as our volunteers, is we're going to get a list of all those people's ballots who were kicked back. I suspect a lot of those ballots are going to be for Victor because we had so many new people voting this time that hadn't voted previously and probably filled out the ballot incorrectly or didn't sign it correctly. So we're going to be working our butts off for the next 5 days to make sure those people that got their ballots kicked back resubmit those ballots, because it's going to come down to probably a couple hundred ballots. Okay? So that's where we're at right now. It's going to come down to the wire. I think we're at about 80%. We still got 20% to go. It looks like we're catching up here in the last 20%. But we still need prayer, and it's going to be close, and more than likely that it's going to be that 0.5 to 1%. So the ballot cure process is going to take place. Now, if it's less than 0.5%, just so everybody knows, the state will do an automatic recount, and that's when the lawyers get involved, and the state pays for that recount. Beyond 0.5%, we have to pay for the recount. Okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I know it's been a super long night, but without further ado, I want to bring to the stage your next governor, Mr. Victor Marx.
We ready to take back our state? Thank y'all so much. Have a seat. Listen, I just want to share a couple of things with y'all. We are in it to win it. Listen, somebody asked me, are you worried? I'm like, no. We've ran a campaign that has inspired thousands, tens of thousands. It's incredible. We have stood up against the establishment. Remember, the RNC chair said, well, one of the things you have to do is to unite the party. And I did. Both of them against me. Seriously. When you have two other candidates saying, if he wins, we will not support him. But that is their strategy to make people go, my gosh, well, if they're not going to support him, then how can he win? Look, we've already won already. I'm telling you right now. What we've been able to do is nothing shy of beyond incredible. I mean, you've heard tonight, we've broken the records on so many things. For an outsider to step in and do this, it is incredible. So, where do we go from here? Absolutely. You know, we're up there in the war room watching everything close, and every every drop of more votes, they're leaning toward us. Every time. So it is too close to call tonight. It won't be called tonight, maybe not even tomorrow. It's one of those, it's going to take some time. But regardless, I'm pretty sure the lawyers are going to get involved because they don't want to give up what the establishment has done. But think about this. Every aspect has come against us. Both sides of the Republican Party. The legacy media. The conservative media. Except Jeff and Bill. Thank you. We got, finally, the Democrats, the extremists, the progressives. It's been unbelievable. But we haven't flinched. We haven't winced. We've kept pressing forward because the mission is simply to win and get our state back. And then ultimately, it's like I was quoted by Kyle Clark in the beginning. This is a battle of good and evil. This isn't so much parties anymore. This is about Coloradans who care and want common sense, less government, stop the spending, get crime under control, let law enforcement do their job, make our state affordable, get people out of the addiction cycle. All these things that matter. That's what we've talked about from the beginning. Our opponents have simply attacked me the entire time, are still doing it. And you know what? Have you got angry at them? Oh, that one time. I probably shouldn't.
I've prayed a lot for them. Yes.
She's prayed a lot. But folks, this is what we want. We want young people. We want folks to believe that good people can actually win in politics without dirty politics, without mudslinging. Because we have kept our word. I said from the beginning, we're not going to talk down. We're not going to do the mudslinging against any other candidates. And remember, it started out with over 20. And they've just come. And I'll tell you what has made our heart so full of joy is y'all. Is what we've been able to accomplish together. So, listen, it ain't over. And if you know my life story, this is our normal. Now are the people believing us? It's like, welcome to my world. But every drop, we're getting closer and closer. The percentage is dropping and dropping. So I believe between now and when I am named the nominee for the GOP, two things have to happen: prayer and a lot of hard work. So time to assemble the army to get stuff done again, because we ain't afraid of hard work and we know how to pray. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Let's take our seat back. Let's get it done. Have faith. Have faith. Do not give up. We do not give up. We love y'all. We love you. Thank God for y'all. God bless you.